My name is Clare Prenton, and I was leading on the Acting Up Actors course, which is part of the Age of Anxiety project. So facilitating the actors and the writing component, spoken word and drama. We had 10 weeks to broadly explore what the age of anxiety might mean. So there was lots and lots of rich discussion, lots of research element. We looked at it from a human biology point of view in terms of what anxiety is. We have a couple of biologists on the course. We looked at it from a counselling perspective. We have someone that has an interest and expertise in that area. We looked at it from a young person's perspective. We have parents and teachers on the course. So it was really a very broad perspective. We have people interested in psychology and experience of therapy and so on. So yeah, it was a very, very broad mix of experience and interest in the theme of anxiety generally, but then we went into specific areas as well. I wanted to keep it as open as possible because it's a collaborative project with musicians and dancers. So I encouraged the participants to write initially dance for dance and to think as if they were collaborating with dancers and how that might look, and to put themselves in the position of writers, but writers for dance theatre. And we looked at a lot of physical theatre and dance theatre and where those areas cross over. We then sort of put that to one side, and I was encouraging people to write monologues, script for up to 10 people because we have 10 actors. Some of them were monologues, some of them were duologues, some for all 10 people. Some were written for digital medium as well because we were working with Zoom. So some of the pieces are actually written for 10 actors on Zoom that can be performed live in a theatre but also could be pre-recorded and shown digitally as well. And song lyrics emerged as well as spoken word and poetry.
Turn your face towards the sun. It's full, it's free, it frees me from a place I don't want to be. It's warm, a warm embrace, a taste of better things to come. Don't come undone. Don't come undone. Don't run. Don't run. Stay where you are, but turn your face towards its face. Soft kisses on your eyes, your lips, your skin. It warms the very sum of you. Don't come undone, but turn your face towards the sun.
I think because we were living through a lockdown as well, it was, in a sense, it was a great leveler because we were all experiencing not the same experience, obviously, but we were all within the same context. So that is unusual and quite unique for a project in that everyone's experiencing the same, you know, lack of socialization and things like that. So I think maybe that added to the project in terms of people really valuing being able to meet in the digital space and being able to actually continue to be creative. Because I think that's what we all felt, that it was an enormous privilege that the project had been green-lit sort of in December, January, so that we could actually continue. And I think a relief that it was working as a creative medium as well as we went through that process, because none of us knew whether it would be as good as meeting live. And of course, there is no substitute for being live in a room with people. I think we would have all agreed that. But still, it was pretty amazing what we did manage to achieve, and that support that people started and how open people started to be with one another. There were all sorts of personal disclosures that will remain within that group that may filter into the work or may not. But people clearly felt very comfortable, and that's very rewarding for me because it means I've created a safe space, not just for creativity, but where people feel they can say almost, they can say anything within the group.
I don't want to get up. I don't want to start the day. I don't want to. There's no point. What's the purpose? If there's no purpose, there's no point. What's the point in me?
we tried to be as flexible as possible and work with people. I was emailing people around things so that nobody missed out. We recorded sessions, but just being mindful that it was actually a really difficult time to try and do anything. But I think people respected that, and that flexibility was respected. So yeah, but I think ultimately by the end of it all, people had found it, very rewarding, and the rich discussions that we were able to have. If we hadn't have gone ahead or we'd postponed the course, that would have been a shame. And it was lovely that we could have those rich discussions in real time as we moved through a lockdown.
And the wise ruler sat back in their beautiful chair, and they looked through the open window to the lovely mountains and the clear blue sky. It's not really my problem, they thought. I'm old. I shall be dead anyway, long before that happens. And they listened for the sweet song of the nightingale that they always heard at this time of night, and which always sang them to sleep. But everything was silent.